Always make sure to clean the kitchen before you go to cooking and wash them dishes. Get that nasty out of there. Bite to you, Chef-O. You want to get you some grated Parmesan, fresh is best, but grated nonetheless. Beef broth. You want your green and a red bell pepper. You want you some slap your mama Cajun seasoning, salt-free garlic and herb seasoning, crushed red pepper flakes. You want you some salt. You want you some ground black pepper, heavy whipping cream. You want to get you some frozen cheese ravioli or fresh, it's up to you. You want your yellow onion and some hot and spicy Italian sausage. Now for an optional ingredient here, you can get you some chicken bouillon or some better than bouillon chicken base. You want to get you some minced garlic and some olive oil. Both of those will be needed for this recipe. Get you a nice and fine dice on your onion, green pepper, and red bell pepper. Get you a nice fine dice, and you want to use about half of each one. You don't need a whole one. Now put you down 2 tablespoons of oil in a heated skillet. Make sure you heat that thing up. Yes. Then drop down in there with your Italian sausage. You can get it already ground, or you could split them things down the middle and cut them up and drop them in there so they'll be easier to bust down. Like you see Chef-O trying to bust them down with that spatula, that wooden utensil there. They're a little harder once they're in the case and to break up, so I wouldn't finna front and pretend with y'all. Old Chef-O got that old potato masher, that thing you mash up grind beef with, and look at this here. Went to busting it down, baby. Yes. This is a spicy Italian sausage ravioli. Now, we had some technical difficulties with this recipe, but I'm going to tell y'all now so y'all won't go through no troubles. You hear? So once you go to brining down on your Italian sausage, drop down in there with your diced vegetables, your red and green bell pepper and your yellow onion, and you want to go to sauteing them and cooking them for a minute. Finish cooking them with your sausages. Now, this here brand of Italian sausage had like a red coloring to it. I don't know if it got to do with the spices or some type of dye, but I did run into a few difficulties while making this recipe. The flavor is there, and it was very tasty. I was giving this a shot. This is someone else's recipe old Chef-O was giving a try. Drop down in there with 1 to 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And you want to stir that to get all incorporated. So while making this here recipe, I noticed that this here sausage was bleeding, excuse old Chef-O, bleeding into the heavy cream. And I also noticed that I had grabbed the wrong heavy cream because I grabbed non-dairy. You don't want to get non-dairy. If any of y'all saw that container and it said non-dairy, don't think you got to get non-dairy. Don't you get that. Drop down with a tablespoon of garlic and herb, a teaspoon of slap your mama, and a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes as well. And you want to use that there seasoning. That's your spice. So you got that spicy sausage and red pepper flakes and that slap your mama. This here got a little kick to it now. They got a kick now. Now you want to drain in the excess oil and then return it to your skillet and drop down with a 1/4 cup of beef broth, and you want your 1 cup of heavy cream over the top, baby. Yes. This spicy Italian sausage ravioli made by Chef-O. So as you can see, I just added that in. Then you come over the top with another 3/4 of a cup of your grated Parmesan cheese. Yes. And then you know what you do next, don't you? You get that spoon. And you go to mixing and stirring that up and get that grated Parmesan cheese all mixed in. This is about the color consistency in the recipe that I saw that you're supposed to have, that creamy, bright, tan beige color from that heavy whipping cream. Now you finna see here what this brand of sausage is gonna do to that. Didn't affect the flavor though, so you're good to go. But if you want that color, you want to get it right. So we heat up some water here in a saucepan, and I drop down in there with a tablespoon of that better than bouillon chicken base. Let it come to a boil and drop down in there with a pound of that frozen ravioli, baby. And let it come back up to a boil. Once it come to a boil here, you want to let that roll for about 5 minutes, and then you're going to drain it. Don't let it cook too long now. Now look at that. And you see what doesn't happen? Put a 1/4 cup of pasta water in there. That's going to serve as a thickener. Yes. And then you're going to drop down in there with your drained 1 pound of cooked ravioli over the top. Now, as you can see, the cream sauce has taken on a red hue of color. Look at it. This here is your Italian sausage bleeding into the heavy cream. So I don't recommend this brand, which is Premio. I don't recommend it. Now, as you can see here, look at that ravioli. Old Chef done dropped down in there with some more of that heavy whipping cream to try to get that color back to where it should have been at. And as you can see, it kind of working, but then after a few minutes of simmering, the color did darken a little bit, not to where it was, but it got a little bit darker. Yes. So you want to let this here simmer for about 15 minutes. After you add your ravioli and get it all mixed in, you want to let this here simmer for 15 minutes. So everything you're seeing now is the process of that 15-minute simmering cooking time. Stirring, getting everything all incorporated and mixing and allowing our sauce mixture to thicken. As you can see, that's what it's doing now. Yes. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. It's Chef O Spicy Italian Sausage Ravioli. I decided on my own, which is optional, to drop down over the top of there with some shredded Parmesan because I wanted a more cheesy depth of flavor to this here dish because I had tasted it. Ooh, it got a little kick to it now. Oh yeah, it got a little kick to it. So we're down to our last couple minutes right here. Our sauce done thickened up and everything is the way it should be. Nice and creamy, delicious and flavorful, spicy Italian sausage ravioli pasta, baby. Y'all got to get your own. And look at here, we done played it up. We're ready to go. Now I decided to garnish this here, come over the top, drop down over there with some chopped basil. Yes. The old Chef Odin added some chopped basil to the mix, baby. Hit that notification bell, like, share, and subscribe, and get in the comments and let us know how you like this here recipe once you try it. Look at this here. And once again, I'm trying this recipe from another YouTuber who you will see tagged in the description of this one if you want to go watch her version. I followed it to the T. I'm out, baby.